This is Jim Collison. We are in the post show of Home Gadget Geeks. I'm here with Ryan Parker from Food Craftsman at Food. Is it thefoodcraftsman.com or is it just foodcraftsman.com?
Foodcraftsman.com or ryankparker.com.
And
whatever.
he's one of my most favorite chefs in the world. He comes out here and we talk all kinds of food. But Ryan, I want to talk about the Echo because it has some. This is the new Amazon Echo that's not even out yet. It's created an enormous amount of stir, at least in the tech community, around it being a helpful device. If you're wondering what we're talking about, head out to Amazon.com and just look up the Echo. They got tons of stuff about it. Ryan, I wanted to ask you, practically in the kitchen, this is a device that in the demos, they kind of talked about towards the kitchen. Is this a tech device for the kitchen?
I think it can be. I really do. I think part of it, and I want to also expand on why I think it's going to be a game changer for Amazon altogether, but I think it can be a great addition to the home and specifically the kitchen because currently you'll be able to say, add a dozen eggs to my shopping list, and there's a built-in app that coincides with it that goes onto your phone. And so I think you'll be able to also, say, hey, Echo, tell me how to cook a turkey. We were just talking about turkeys in the show, and it will be able to kind of give you that stuff. And obviously it's going to be great for entertainment and stuff like that. But I think to have that kind of organizational setting into the kitchen will be great. And that knowledge base, like how long should I cook a turkey? Well, Echo can come back and give you the response to that, 15 minutes per pound, and multiply your pounds by 15 minutes, and that tells you how long you do it, etc., in a much sexier, cooler voice than what I just did. So I think that's
I'm going to program my Echo to have your voice.
Exactly. Well, I think one of the funny things is you'll be able to call it whatever you want. Like you can, and so I'm going to have to come up with a name.
I'm calling mine Ryan for sure. Hey, Ryan, how long should I cook my turkey?
Well... So I think it's going to be a game changer, or I think it's going to be really important for that sort of thing. I think it's going to be very useful for that sort of thing, and I think we'll be able to really get use out of it that way. Obviously, it's going to be great for entertainment as well, but just kind of that recipe management, shopping list management. But here is where I think things are just going to really why this is going to be one of the most important devices for Amazon ever. And because at some point when you say, hey, add that dozen eggs to my list, I think what's the next step is really going to be, hey, send me a dozen eggs from Amazon Fresh. Send me a gallon of milk. And so they're going to compile your order and be able to do it right from there. And I think that's really what's going to be kind of like the big advance for them. It's kind of that whole shopping. It's not even a one-touch shopping cart at that point. It's just, hey, Echo, send me, a 5-pound bag of flour. And I think that's really where it's going to be helpful in the kitchen and obviously other parts of the home. But it's going to be great for that. And I don't know, it's not available right now. Like that's not a feature that's going to happen. But I can see that happening in the future as something that with a simple app update, you'll be able to do orders directly, and then their little drones will drop your products off, at your front doorstep.
Or a vehicle. I don't think it's. I think if they can get the scale right, and they get enough people using these things, and especially in the morning, we have a shopping list on our fridge, and we just write. When I need something, we write it, and then Sarah goes shopping once a week or whatever, and picks that stuff up. Or I pick it up on the way home, whatever. This would be super convenient to just say, hey, Echo, compile my shopping list and have it delivered this afternoon.
Yep.
And
exactly.
Boom, it goes out, and then they do their thing, and then a truck swings by and drops it off at the.
I have a feeling that's going to happen within the year.
Yeah.
Especially in some major metropolitan areas. I see Amazon Fresh trucks every day in San Francisco, and I think it's going to be one of those things where if they get the distribution right too, if they get the distribution centers right, it's going to be a totally wonderful asset for Amazon, and they're going to be able to really just drive revenue for themselves by doing so.
Yeah, I don't see them delivering milk via a drone. That just doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah,
but I do see fresh trucks driving that stuff around, and of course varies by market. You're there in the San Francisco Bay Area, and of course there's
sure.
a lot more of that there. And I think a lot more people are open to that. I think here in Omaha that still seems a little weird. Ironically, when it first came out in our Facebook group, if you go to facebook.com/groups/the average guy, I think it's the average guy TV, one of those two. The Tim Black had said, "Who in the heck would use this thing?" And my wife was the first one to say, "I would. Are you kidding me?
Oh
This would
yeah,
be an awesome list compiler. This would be an awesome." She listens to today. We've got an HP 310, a little touchscreen computer, and she listens to all our music there. I think this would become our music player in the kitchen, and she
I
would
have a
just,
feeling it would be too.
yeah,
Especially if it's got a great, especially if it's got a great set of speakers on it. I don't know what the quality is going to be, but very simply put, you can sit there and say, "Hey, what ingredients do I need for Caesar dressing?" And it just starts reciting your ingredients. And you can pull them out of the fridge. I think that's just how much time does that save when you're not having to go and look it up and
right.
look at it on your tablet or your phone or even your computer when you need and it gives you the 10 ingredients you need. You pull them out of the fridge.
Well, interfaces we just talked about in Home Gadget Geeks 193, we just talked about the fridge having some intelligence to it, and
Sure.
if if the API is open and they communicate, and then it'll know, do I have the ingredients? What are the ingredients, and do I have them?
Yeah. Exactly.
And I can do some of this on my phone. I mean, I could open my phone and say, "Okay, Google, how's my traffic, or how's the traffic on my drive this morning?" And it'll tell me. But this is one less step. I can walk into the kitchen, "Hey Echo, how's my commute this morning?" And it'll tell me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. It's certainly some folks have come out and said no, not at
Really,
all.
that's interesting because I honestly think it's going to be a big thing. Especially, I mean, how much attention did Google Glass get? And I haven't heard anything about Google Glass in the last 6 months because there was nothing more that it really did. It didn't make anything else in my life easier.
Right.
And believe me, when I first saw them, I was like, "Oh, those are cool. I want to wear a pair." Until I realized how ridiculous I would look. But at the same time, I haven't heard anything. I think this is going to be something that's going to evolve into much more than a list compiler and an ingredients list maker. I think you're right. I think it's going to be able to talk to even the LG refrigerators and ovens that we've got, and it's going to that we talked about in the show, and I think it's going to make a huge difference. I could be wrong, but
Yeah. No,
I think it's going to be important technology.
I think it's interesting. That's been a home tech tip for you on the Amazon Echo. It's available for pre-order at this point. If this is it's November 20th, 2014. No one actually knows when this thing is going to ship yet. $99. You can sign up for it. $99 if you're a Prime user. $199 if you're not. It would be worth it just to buy Prime for the $99, and because Prime is $99. So you should just buy Prime and then buy this thing if you're going to do it. It'll come out at some point in time, but I love talking about it. Ryan, thanks for coming on and talking about it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim. Great to be here.
You can find all these tips. They're available over at theaverageguy.tv. Don't forget, if you're going to do the Echo, use our Amazon subscription or our Amazon affiliate link out at theaverageguy.tv/Amazon. Thanks for listening.